Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, okay, okay. Uh, shut it! Shut the cock out, folks! Johnny Line, a hobo T-pose, and Hootie, and a hobo T-pose. I can't. Hootie. Yo, man. Everybody see your Ken Smith, bro. Okay, we're going to get you to move, all right? Because I want to talk about a couple of things today and get some stuff out. Wait, you don't mind, do you? Sitting right on you. My boy! All right, so today, folks, we're going to talk about something really, really cool. What's really cool? How to get your timing better. A lot of cats playing bass has great chops, no timing. That don't make any sense. You should have great timing first and then great chops later. But that's just my opinion, because everything is about timing for me. So I'm gonna show you a couple things where I think you need to do to get your timing up to par. I said up to par. Okay. All right. So I use something really, really antique and old. All right. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. All right. So can y'all see that? Look, that's a Boss. That is a Boss tuna and metronome TU-80. TU-80. Look how old it is. I got paint tape on it just to basically keep the batteries in there, because I don't know what happened to the thing. Look, it's old, but it worked, because I also have. Okay, that's a first act, but I got a chord too. I got a chord tuner too. Here's my chord tuner. That don't have a metronome on it, but it has sound thing. All right, so I'm gonna plug this back. The good thing about this right here is that it has sound, select, metronome. I said metronome. I said there's no metronome. It's metronome. Gnome. Like the gnome in your yard. That's not the same thing, is it? All right, I just said that. All right, so look. So metronome. Gnome. All right, tuner and metronome. And you can actually plug this into both sides. Plug in this side and go out this side. And I wish I can get it to work, though, through the amp. But, I don't think it does that. Anyway, you can set your click track, your click thing to... I said click thing. You click things to anything you want to set it to. All right, so today I'm gonna plug this in. All right, and I'm gonna use today. Have I got it right? Oh, I got it wrong. I got it right or wrong? All right, that's right. All right, so I'm gonna use today a bass that's really cool to me, and a lot of people don't get it because they don't really play them like talking about it because they got a name on them. But I think it's the coolest jazz type bass that you can put in your hand. Not only jazz type, it's just a great bass. This is a Dyna bass, all right? And I did a little couple things to it. What did I do? I put a tone monster in it with a 3-way cut mid switch in it. I did that. See, it's a Dyna bass. You can see, really, really cute, man. It's a cute Dyna bass. I did a couple tracks on one of my CDs with one of these foundation basses that has no preamp in it. And I'm tell y'all right now, with these ferrets, this one has ferrets in it. Don't sleep on these pickups. Don't sleep on this bass, period. This bass is killing y'all. All right, so basically, let's make sure I'm tuned. Slight. Good enough. All right, so I'm gonna take. I could have used my Boss metronome. So this I got it plugged into the amp and stuff. I'm gonna turn it on. All right, y'all hear that? Okay. All right. So basically, y'all, it's like this. To get your timing up for you new bass players, I'm gonna say new bass players, guys are learning. You have to come to a conclusion that you don't have great timing yet. All right. So you have to build your timing. I normally start at around 45, 50, all right, with a run. I'll use this kind of run. I'll say, simple to get a locked metronome in your head. So I'm gonna turn this on. I'm gonna go to about let's take it down to about. All right, let me turn the sound on first. I wish y'all could hear that through the app, but she act like she don't want to do that. Okay, so I got it on 70. If you can hit 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and then look, I'll add extra stuff. See, now I just put octaves in that groove. But first I started out with this. Then I went to this. Which is octaves. Now I'm going to go to something else. Watch this. So I just left all those grooves and went to church. Now, if you want to work on your shout, get you a metronome. All right? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to pick it up. Watch this. Listen. I got it at 160. Watch this. I'm still in G. Watch when I take it up higher. I'm at 210. Check it out. Now, if I want to add stuff in there, watch this. That's at 210. Now, normally at my church, when we do shouts, it's about up in here. I'm gonna go about 250. Check it out. That's our slowest shout right there, 250. Now our fastest shout will probably be way past 250, but this don't go past 250. This don't go past 250. All right, so let's stop you for a second. I'm sorry. Thank you. So check it out. Our normal shout at our church will probably be up here. Probably up in an area. Let's get back to the metronome. All right, so if I want to do a funk, I'm gonna drop the volume back down again. Go back to the metronome. Who's still at 250? All right, so let's change that. Select and drop the volume. It's called dropping the volume. There we go. So we're gonna drop the volume down to a funk thing. Let's go to about 100. Yeah, coming on down. Ah. So we at 100. You feel me? Sometimes I feel like I want to go faster. One thing about this thing, it's not going to leave me, and it's not going to wait for me. All right? It will leave you. But if you stay with it, your timing gets even better. I used to actually sleep with this in my head. Like put earbuds in, and all night I would hear that. Right here. Listen. Because I wanted to be better than what I am, and I can't be better than what I am with all of this. All right? And not have great timing. I got to have great timing. Now I can cut this off and still be pretty much in the same area. Right there. All right. So I'm just giving you guys a little bit. Let's cut it off a second. I'm giving you guys a little bit of what would actually help your bass playing. Even if you don't thump. If you don't thump, it's cool. I get it. If you just do fingering stuff, it's cool. But to build up your speed, even on stuff like this. Let me tell you something. That is the hardest thing to do. A lot of people don't do it nowadays. I don't know why. Maybe because it was a 70s, 80s thing. All right. But octaves, when you do running octaves, it's so pretty if you know it. If you put it in the right place in a song, it is absolutely amazing. Don't do that no more. I don't know why, man. Because everything is 59 notes now. So, and the 59 notes are not octave. They just all over the place, all up and down the neck. So, for you new beginners, newcomers, work on something that's good for you. What is that? Well, first thing you need to do is work on your timing. That's my first thing for today. You need to work on your timing. Don't start. Listen, if you're learning, don't start at a place where it's too difficult that you can actually get yourself together. All right, like on this one. Let's try this. For blues, a lot of times, this is at 50. Tap, boom, boom. Let's go 60, 65. 65. Started at 65 with my blues stuff. And then, of course, when you go to your funk stuff, most time the funk stuff usually start at 100, 110, 15, 20, or something like that. But guys, my whole thing today is, I don't want to make this too long, is to get you a metronome. Right, you're in your own house. Nobody's in there but you. You can practice as much as you want to, make as many mistakes as many mistakes as you want. Just make sure you don't make a lot. Make as many mistakes as you want. Don't make a lot. All right, but the main thing is to get your timing, because there's nothing like a great bass player with a great timing. Because if your drummer is not where he's supposed to be, you still there. All right. If just you and the keyboard player, a lot of times you might have to, do that song where you ain't got no drummer. Your drummer, if you do have a drummer, he's not particularly where you're supposed to be or where he's supposed to be, and you have to carry the song. Suppose your piano gives out, and then your drummer is not really that good. So now it's up to you to carry the choir or the group. So let's take a song like this. Lord, you are good and your mercy endure it forever. Lord, you are good and your mercy endure it forever. Get it? Get it? Check it out. Gospel stuff, man, you got to have that. That is the driving force of most gospel stuff, is that groove. Now just think, if I was sitting there playing with a choir and they had no piano, the piano player didn't show up in time, and the drummer is not there, guess what? The song goes on. So it's just it's like any other thing. Like a lot of times I go and play at different venues by myself without my band. So I will play stuff like let's take this song. I'll take this. Let's stay in E for it right now. That whole song by myself. A lot of you may know what the song is, and a lot of you may not know what the song is. I mean, so you gotta have even now. That was a groove. So say if I slow it down a little bit and play this one. I'll set my timing. Look. That song, that's a little slower than the other song. It was a lot slower than that song, right? So I'm saying, even if I had to go and do And I'm just throwing a couple songs out there. Even if I had to go and do a song that back up in the day in the early 30s and 40s and 50s, like fly me to the moon, let me sail among the stars, let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. Now I'm sitting there going, okay, I got to have perfect timing. Suppose I didn't have perfect timing in my head. I'm not saying perfect timing, but suppose I didn't have great timing in my head. There's no way I could sing that song and play it at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Fly me to the moon, let me sail among the stars. I see no drum around here nowhere. I see no piano player around here. But I got to have all of that in my head to make this right. You know where all that comes from? This right here. Me sleeping with one of these right here. Gives me this kind of time. To sing and play it at the same time is even more amazing to me. Fly me to the moon, let me sail among the stars, let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. So in other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. You know what I'm saying? So guys, I'm just putting it out there like it is. Listen, you may have all the chops in the world, and you may be great with those chops. But if you got all the chops in the world, you have no timing. You just got a lot of chops. So new bass players, even older bass players, start going back to the old things. The old things are the metronomes. All right, you're at home. Ain't nobody gonna see you if you don't want them to see you using a metronome. You know, sometimes I come in the shop, I don't turn anything on but this, and I let this play. Listen. So for an hour, I may hear this at 65. And there may be a song that I have to do at church. So I find out what the value of that song is, and I select. Maybe that song is in 120 beats. I immediately, that's 122. I immediately put it on 120. Because in my head, I have to have that groove in my head, because when the click track starts, I need to be able to play with a click track. A lot of people can't play with click tracks. I would say this is the closest thing to a click track. Listen. So my older brothers and younger sisters and older sisters, if you're having problems with timing, get you a metronome. I even got one of the big metronomes in my office on top of my piano that goes like this. Because I need to have that around me all the time. Drummers, you really need to have a metronome in your head. Click tracks are really incredible. But if you can't play with a click track, you're in trouble already. So the easiest thing to do is, when you ain't doing anything, get one of these, put some earbuds in, and sit there and listen to it. All it does is just get into your spirit. And when you start drumming, or bass players, you playing right on. Piano players, I ain't gonna leave you guys out. Horn players, guitar players, the same thing. Guitar players, yeah, definitely. Because y'all guys doing a lot of rhythmic stuff. So you need to have perfect timing. I'm saying all this, y'all, because this is how I learned how to do stuff. And I may not say a lot about this metronome, but I'm saying it right today. These are two things that I really need. You can't really see one of them, but I need a metronome. This has a tuner on it too. And this is a tuner. Those are the two things that's important in a musician's life nowadays. A metronome, well, there's a lot of things important to a musician's life nowadays. Metronome, a tuner, Attitude. Because if you ain't got no attitude, if you ain't got the right attitude, you're already jacked up already. I'm just going to say it like it is. Nobody wants to work with you. Nobody wants you on their gig. And nobody actually don't want you around them because, you know, bad vibes. Your attitude ain't right. So, first of all, work on your attitude first. Because before you can get to the place you want to get to and accomplish, you must have a great attitude towards yourself and people. All right. And you need a metronome, musicians, and a tuner. I even got my boy right here doing the same thing. I got him on the metronome right there. Look. I got my boy right here on the metronome right now. Just because he got a Ken Smith bass in his hand doesn't mean that he's the greatest player in the world. The bass sounds good, but if you can't play it, you just got a good sounding bass. So once again, guys, thanks for coming by the Hobo Depot. Please keep praying for the Queen and I and the Hobo Depot. We keep praying for y'all because every night, every morning, I'm up praying for you guys. Every morning I'm up praying for y'all. Your whole family. So shout out, Gaga, folks. Johnny Law, Hobo Depots. With my boy Hootie right here with his Ken Smith bass. All right, Hootie, you got something to say? You better say it before I get to that phone. I'm ready to cut it off. You better say something. What? Say something.